What's up, mateys? Welcome to the Mark Lesko Podcast. I'm your host, Jay Rudd, and this is Pirate Central. 31-48. How did they get it here? How did they get to this point? Well, I believe where it all begins, not really with Bob Nutting because of what he gives to the payroll. I really do believe that it is with Ben Cherington and his outdated approach to analyzing a team. Baseball, for many, many decades and a couple centuries, has just really been about feeling how to play the game. When you're a batter, how you stand, how you're in the batter's box, how fast you can run after you get a hit. When you're pitching, it's really all the mechanics, how you throw, how you ice it down, how you heat it up, and how you deliver. I mean, it really is about how you set, about how you position everything about yourself. Yeah, it's a pretty knowledgeable game when it comes to the mechanics of it. When you're out there on the field and you're an infielder, you have to know how to position yourself. You have to know where to set yourself. You have to know the instincts of who's going to pull what play and how you're going to make the double play work and how you're going to get it to across the field. I mean, again, it's a pretty straightforward game. It's been around for 200 plus years. And I look back on the Pirates' records, and I noticed when they started this way. And the last time the Pirates had anything like this kind of record, that's right, the 2010 Pirates. It has been 15 years since they started out like this. And I even brought this up. The following names were the starting lineup for opening day. You ready for this? Akinora Awamara was our leadoff hitter. Was with us for that year. Mr. Andrew McCutchen was number 2. Garrett Jones was right field batting third. Ryan Domit was catcher, batting cleanup. Lastings Milledge was left field. Jeff Clement was first base. Andy LaRoche was third. Zach Duke was our starting pitcher, batting 8th. And Ronnie Cedeno, was shortstop. Wow. That was, again, I started rewatching the Pirates 2009, and that was the second year that I'd started watching them. They ended their season at 57 and 105. Listening to that lineup, that's just absolutely insane. To know that a lot of those guys are now retired and didn't last with the Pirates up until this point, of course, with Andrew McCutchen. Wow. And you listen to these records in the months of 2010. April, they started 10 and 13. May, they were 11 and 18. And June was 6 and 20. I mean, there it is right there, folks. And we had a completely different system with totally different management. I believe it was John Russell, yes, who was our head coach. And now we're transitioning from Derek Shelton into Don Kelly. And yes, Don Kelly is, I think it's without question, the guy's a great manager. I very much appreciate that he is our current manager. But what has transpired these past several years with Ben Cherington as our GM has just been all about analytics. And it's not really a way to analyze a losing team because you're asking players that are not being paid well and constantly having to rely on a lot of different situations for them to be good It's absolutely probably the worst approach, and they stick by it. And again, with them having this kind of record this far into the season, I don't care if the season gets easier or the schedule gets not as challenging or difficult to deal with. You can't allow talent that this team currently has in terms of its pitching to be completely wasted on that type of setup and or approach. With everything that has gone down with this team, I'm absolutely amazed at seeing, with your typical lineup being O'Neal Cruz having a very inconsistent season. He has a lot of home runs, but he also has a lot of strikeouts. It's very much Pedro Alvarez-esque. And of course, the second guy being Reynolds. Yeah, it's very much, he's having one of the worst statistic seasons of his career. He's usually getting pretty hot around this time, and he hasn't really started up yet. I mean, yes, he had a great game yesterday, but that usually starts about 2-3 weeks prior to what it is now. So if they're going to get hot, that would be fantastic, but we're going to be talking about their upcoming week, which is not going to be all that great to start out with. But yeah, Reynolds, I think, has, I think it's like maybe 8-10 home runs. I know his batting average is around 225. I mean, it's a very slow start, and yeah, he's dealing with some stuff off the field. I get that. He just had a kid, and that's fantastic. Congratulations to the Reynolds family. That's their third kid. I have no doubt that guy has a lot to deal with off that field. So it's definitely a tough challenge to do both, as well as you can. So, but with Andrew deserves so much conversation for Cooperstown. I don't care about rings at this point. I'm just talking about what that guy has meant to the game of baseball in the last 15, 16 years. He is basically a ray of sunshine. The dude just has the biggest smile. He has the coolest personality. He is just one of the most wonderful human beings. The fact that he plays baseball is just a delightful bonus. The fact that we get this mind of a stand-up with the, body of an athlete just combined, it's a pretty cool combination that he has that in him. And of course, he has the glory of God on his side. So, I mean, he also is that kind of guy. I myself have that. So I very much appreciate everything about the guy. He just brings so much joy to the ballpark. If there was a way to have the world be nothing but Andrew McCutcheon's, it would be an absolutely perfect place to live. It really would. And he's doing everything he can. I mean, being 38, going to turn 39, and he is still batting at 260, 265. That is just an absolute remarkable feat. I mean, you are a ball player. That is the truth. That he was born to be a baseball player, and he was born to be a Pittsburgh Pirate. He really encapsulates everything that the Steelers and the Penguins and the Steel City, like that. We all associate names with players, and that guy is ours, and he will forever be one of the greatest to ever play. So it's an absolute gift that this guy is a Pirate. So with that being said, Joey Bart, I very much appreciate his bat, but again, I said in the podcast yesterday that he just has not been all that consistent with calling a game. I mean, I look at the numbers for Davis, and it seems like the average run score is for the other team is like 3-4 runs. And when it comes to Bart, I mean, yesterday he did hold the Rangers to 3 runs, but some games I've seen 6, I've seen 7, I've seen a pretty high number in terms of the offense when it comes to when he calls a game. So it's definitely a lot to digest. But again, I very much appreciate what he brings offensively to the game. He had a great game yesterday, so I very much appreciate that. With guys like Hayes had a great game. Horowitz finally had a great game. I made a mistake yesterday in yesterday's thing. I accidentally said Frazier, and I meant to say Gonzalez. But Horowitz and Gonzalez both had great games yesterday. It was nice to see the bottom of that lineup finally contribute offensively and get extra base hits. That's the thing about this. It just seems like these players trying to instill this analytical stuff, like they're not interested in that. They just feel like they want to be ball players. Like they just want to go back to how the game has always been played. And I know times keep changing and we have to keep introducing ways to keep these things fresh. But if you're a baseball fan, you just know that's what you need. There's just something that is so wonderful about the naturalism of baseball. Just having you go out there, hit a ball with a bat, catch it with your glove. Like there's just something so simple that it just, time will not change. Like it's just always going to be that. If there's something so remarkable about it, like again, I'm a huge baseball fan. Every pitch is exciting to me because there's no end to where it could go. Like, and there's just at the end, the possibilities are endless of what's going to happen. So it's so exciting, but that seems like the problem with this GM is that this needs to be this according to the data, and the players don't fit with the data. And I very much appreciate Isaiah Kiner-Falefa's honesty. Again, another great player, which I don't know if we're going to keep him, but it'd be so nice. But he was honest. He finally opened up on an interview, and he said it's not easy hitting on a losing team. And we all know this, but like, how honest can the players be? And he said it. He absolutely said what we hoped somebody would actually say for the first time. So we're finally getting a little more honesty, and we're finally knowing that these guys have not been anywhere near what they could be. I mean, I don't think offensively this team has bad names, but their results are what they are. And we're currently in one of the worst stretches. I don't think the Rockies are the only team that's worse than us, I think, at this point. I know we have like teams like the Athletics and maybe the Marlins too, but it's just like, it's so sad to know that this team has been struggling as they have with that side of the ball, because the pitching could honestly have put us in a position to be at least in a wild card spot right now. That's really how good the pitching has been. And knowing that both Bednar and Santana in the back of their bullpen have just contributed so much, improved so much since the start of the season, it's been refreshing to see guys finally get going. So I very much appreciate what this team has shown so far on the pitching side. And again, we still have, what is this now? 31-48, that's 79. So we got 83. Yeah, 83 games left. I mean, can we salvage this season? It would be wonderful, but what are you talking about? I mean, 83, you'd have to see like a 63-20 record for the rest of the season. Which, yeah, that's not possible, but it sounds nice. But yeah, I know that there is a lot better result. Like, there should be a lot better results than what has been, because I don't think this team is a bad team. They just have allowed this failed system by Sherrington to basically navigate their whole season, and it's been the wrong way to approach it. So hopefully they figure that out. So that was my first pitch discussion, and this will be the seventh inning stretch. We're going to go into the upcoming series. We're having Pirates at Milwaukee against the Brewers, and then we're home for the Mets. And these are two teams historically that either have played us tough or have beaten us up something awful. Especially anyone, of course, who's a fan of this team knows that Milwaukee is the house of horrors. has been for as long as I've been watching. They just somehow turn into the worst versions of themselves, which, believe me, offensively, I don't know if that's even possible, but they can happen. I mean, I don't really, like, if you look at what's the upcoming series, you have, with the Pirates taking on the Brewers. Sorry, this is loading. So for this next game coming up tonight, it is Oh, wow, they've got Braxton Ashcraft taking on, let's see, Patrick. Don't know his full name. I don't know this pitcher. Chad Patrick. So Braxton Ashcraft is 1-0 with a 1.5 ERA. They're having him start. That's an interesting idea. I don't mind that. I think that's a fine player. He has shown great stuff throughout this season. Chad Patrick, 3-7, 3.5 ERA. Again, has a lot of losses, but the ERA is pretty decent. Has a lot of strikeouts, 76. Yeah, that's a pretty easy set for a matchup. It looks like you could have some success, but again, dude has a low ERA. That's just not always the case for us. I mean, we just never, ever show up regardless. That's the thing I love about some players. They've always talked about this season. If the Pirates are facing you, if you're a struggling pitcher, you're going to get good results with this team because that's just what the offense shows. But it's a guy you could potentially take advantage of. You have Andrew Haney then taking on Freddie Peralta. Freddie. 7-4, 2.76 ERA, 90 strikeouts. He is a fantastic pitcher. I think that's their ace, I think. But yeah, he's always done great results against us. He knows how to pitch, and Andrew Haney has been struggling recently. That ERA is almost up to 4. It was like around the low 3s, and he only has 61 strikeouts. So he's not really showing a whole lot of strikeouts this year, but that's going to be a tough matchup. And finally, with this Wednesday series, Paul Skeens, 4.6, 1.58, 1.85 ERA, 106 strikeouts, goodness gracious, against, oh my gosh, I'm going to try not to butcher this guy's name, Jacob Misiorowski. 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 Yep. 2-0 with a 1.64. Looks like this guy is a young pitcher. Yep, this is his first season. And again, it doesn't matter who the pitcher is because that offense does not constantly show up. So, I mean, what does that look like? That looks like a 1-2 record again to me based on those records. And naturally, they don't have the pitcher set for the Mets and the Pirates yet. So, yeah, but regardless, the Mets are one of the premier teams in baseball, and it's going to be at home, but we kind of have this feeling that every series is a loss if it's a good team. I'm not trying to downplay or I'm not trying to make it worse, but that just seems to me we're always facing. We just have to know that, again, the only team that's behind us is the Rockies. So when we face the Rockies, we actually will have probably a chance to be favored in every game. Like, that is the only series outside of maybe the Marlins that you have a shot at winning the series. Yeah, like I can predict right now that I think both those series will be a losing record again. It'll be 2-4 again. And that then would put us at, 21 games under 500. Again, we could see an offensive surge. We could, but they are choosing to really downplay this whole season because of how poorly this offense has been constructed. So what do you have right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They have 11 losses this month alone. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they're 9-11 in June. Constantly staying under 500 and just being at 500, you're going to have a losing record. And they're on pace to have another 100-loss season. Because, again, like I said, the last time they were this bad was 2010. They ended the season 57 and 105. Sounds like that's a 100-pace season to me. But yeah, I know what this series against Milwaukee will look like. I know what this series against the Mets will look like. And that's really what you have to look forward to. So I very much appreciate that, knowing that we have no shot, but that's what they've given us. I want good things, but the offense would have to have like a complete resurge and make something happen. So I'll close out with my closer saying that there's a lot of good things with that pitching staff. Like I said, the All-Star game is going to be soon. I know Paul Skeens will be a representative. How many more? I mean, if we're lucky, we may have a relief pitcher. I mean, yeah, like we may have two guys going to the All-Star game. So knowing that Paul Skeens will do his part and represent the All-Stars in a couple of weeks, like I'm very much looking forward to that. He's going to be electric. He's going to be fun. That's been the bright spot. And it's hard to, again, find ways to make this team fun. But yesterday was fun. Can they keep that going? We want it to be that way. We want them to actually give us something to look forward to. But honestly, guys, you have to think of it like this. If they continue to be bad, that means Ben Sherrington's analytics will be gone. He'll be fired by the end of the season. He shouldn't even be here now. I don't know how he still has his job, but that's what they choose. Again, it just seems like they're setting themselves up to replace him with someone else, and I hope and pray that it does not go that other way. I mean, like, give me the different version. Give me somebody who actually will do something with it, be creative, and try to do it in the way that it once was. It would be really refreshing if we were to get another GM in and actually have some baseball experience, some guy who actually can analyze guys in a correct way, look at them and know how they're going to play and be better, build up the farm system, and they can do that this season. They have a lot of trade pieces coming up, and could they rebuild their farm system with trades? I mean, we got a lot of players we can deal, and a lot of players can come in, but based on what you've seen in the minors with AAA, AA, and everybody else, you're looking at least 15, 20 guys that would need to come in to completely revamp that farm system. The numbers are out. It's unbelievable how they have completely stripped down everything from the single A all the way up to the majors, where it's just like there's no hitting and they need to fill it back up pretty quick. So it's possible they can do it, but there's a lot that needs to improve. So hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. I very much enjoy it. So I will see you guys for next week's episode, and you have a great one. Until then, let's go Bucks.